Hello, my name is Roman Evlevsky. Today my team is Oleg and Victor, and today we are going to install a door made by a plot company. I believe that every high-quality door requires a high-quality installation. We have a prepared doorway, which was especially prepared with some vertical and diagonal deviations. Further, we will show these deviations. First of all, we should show that we received a door without any defects of packaging. And now we will unpack the door. The complete set of keys should be fastened on the side of the door. We are going to install our door in a doorway made of foam concrete. The peculiarity of foam concrete is that, unfortunately, it is raising a lot of dust. And during the filling of mounting gaps, we should be aware that a mounting foam won't be adhesive fixed to the dusty surface. That's why, before preparation of the door, we will treat a whole doorway with a primer in order to prevent the spreading of dust. During this time, the primer will polymerize, and we will prepare a doorway. In our case, the wall is made of foam concrete, which isn't a material with high load-bearing characteristics. That's why there was made a decision to use the plates for door installation. And we won't use the throw fixing. We will use plates, and every plate we will fasten to the wall with two dowels. Our following steps, we should attach plates to the door frame. We decided to lay a styrol foam in the floor in order not to damage the door frame of the floor. Before starting any further operations with the door, we should ensure that the door set is entire and safe. In this set, it is needed to have caps for deadbolts and caps which will cover mounting holes. Also, it is needed to ensure that our hinges, both upper and lower, can be moved easily, without any defects, and rubber bands are present. So everything is present, and we can continue our operations with the door. The door is from model segment Gold Prime, and its main peculiarity is that a mounting depth of frame is 100 mm. And during the throw fastening of such frame, the hole will be situated in area of plane of the leaf. And one more distinctive feature, that when we will install the door into the foam concrete material, there is a possibility that if we will be using different anchors, it might lead to the split of the foam concrete. This is the reason why we, after all, are making decision to use plates to install the door. The door frame is made of metal with thickness 1.2 mm, and we can fasten a plate on a special strengthening insertions which were made especially for this purpose. The plate will be fastened to the frame with a rivet. The dimension of a rivet is 4 mm, so we will drill holes for rivets with diameter 4.2 mm. The rivet's junction is the most tough and firm. Even if we will use screws, there is a possibility that the screws might unscrew and toughness of fastening won't be so reliable. That's why certainly we will use rivets to fasten plates to the frame. In order to make door installation more easy, we will use mounting wedges, which help us to put a door in a doorway. To make the mounting of wedge more simple, we will use a double-sided tape. Stick it on a plate, and after that, fasten this plate on the frame. So, our wedge is fixed, and the counter wedge will be installed in the same way. The door frame is ready for installing, so we are beginning to fixate it in a doorway. Of course, we had to require our customer to make a point of absolute zero. It was agreed that our door will be raised for a few centimeters from the grass floor line, as we will do now. Net floor line in this case will be raised for nearly 5.5 centimeters. To level out the door, we will use plastic wedges, which will raise the door to these 5.5 centimeters. So, using these wedges, we will easily achieve the raising of door to the required height. We raised our door to 5 centimeters, and now we should ensure that our door has a horizontal level. Level off a horizon using a laser level. Firstly, we should set a horizontal line of hinges. The laser mark is showing 50 cm, 5 mm. The same level we will set for the side of rabbet. 50 cm, 4 mm. So we will need to let the door lift down to 1 mm in order to have an absolute horizontal line. Yes, now they are perfectly equal. For leveling off the door frame, we will use some mounting pads, a pad which are pumping up, and the door is thrusting in a doorway, and preliminary fixing is going on. In such way, we will level off diagonal and vertical lever of our construction. Further steps are to level off a frame absolutely to the axis, vertical, diagonal, horizontal. Unfortunately, our doorway has some deviations from vertical, and in any case, we shouldn't install the door along the doorway. Otherwise, our door won't functionate for a long time. Therefore, lever off the door using a plumb or laser level, in our case, a laser level. Firstly, we will set a level of vertical of hinges and fixate it, and then, after that, fixate it from the side of rabbet. Accomplish some checking measurements and ensure that our construction is leveled off finally on the all axis. After that, fixate the construction. Because the foam concrete is a soft enough material, we will need to use nylon dowel, which will broaden and wrap into a knot during the drawing the screws. In such way, all the loadings which will come from fastening to the foam concrete will allocate along the entire length of nylon dowel. This will lead to even distribution, and the loading from this fastening won't destroy the structure of foam concrete. Take the mounting pad away and put a door leaf on. After that, fixate the upper angle along the rabbet. The final fixation of the door is laid in accordance to the rabbet. We should ensure that the door leaf is adhering to the whole frame perfectly. In order to be sure that door leaf is perfectly fitting to the frame, we can use a sheet of paper. Place a sheet of paper between a door leaf and frame and ensure that the sheet of paper is pressed perfectly. The thickness of door leaf is 90 mm. From the outside there is a whole metal sheet. Obligatory some reinforcing ribs. Between reinforcing ribs there is wool with thickness 100 mm, which is pressed. This will provide a perfect sound and heat insulation. Each door has two locks. Upper lock can be lever or cylindrical type. Lower lock is cylindrical. The diameter of a crossbar is 16 mm. From the interior side, a tumbler or a key can be located. From the exterior, usually we have defenders. Such door is a reliable protection for your home. Each door has a spy hole. The angle of visibility is 160 degrees. All doors have a hole ceiling contour, which protects from the wind blow between door frame and leaf. The peculiarity of door is that it is equipped with hinges, which allow to adjust door up and down. And every door has a closure regulator, so we can achieve a perfect rabbet of leaf and frame. After the door was installed, our task is to adjust the hinges. First of all, we should load the upper hinge, then adjust the lower hinge. It should be done with a hexagon key number 6. So we can see that we loaded a hinge. After we loaded a hinge, it is needed to fix it with a lock screw and put a cap. The door has a closure regulator. Its peculiarity is that if we will close the door, the tongue will catch the closure regulator and provide the dragging of door leaf to the door frame. Our task is to adjust a closure regulator in order to achieve a perfect adherence of leaf to the frame. Please pay attention. Now I'm closing the door, and here we have a click. And now look, we have a backlash in nearly 1.5 mm. I should set the closure regulator in order to get rid of this backlash. This is what we are going to do now. Unscrew it, move it and fixate it. After we move the closure regulator, now we almost don't have a backlash. That's all, the door leaf will perfectly adhere to the frame. From the interior, the decorative defending cups will be installed. External are installed at the production in order to make the work for installer easier. To install interior cups immediately at the object 1-2 minutes will be needed. Two steps has left: to install MDF moldings for wall and to fill mounting gaps between frame and wall with mounting foam. Now we will show it. During the installation of MDF moldings for the wall, we usually have the following situation. The MDF moldings are installing in through-way into the frame. Aplot company offers some different option. When the elements of installation of MDF moldings to the frame are invisible, the screw is installed to the MDF molding, and this screw is matching the technological holes of the frame. In such case, the MDF moldings are adhering thickly, and the holes in MDF moldings can't be seen. The peculiarity of such MDF molding is that they can be easily took away. In such case, we will have an access to the whole doorway for further finishing, plastering and painting, and MDF molding will be left beautiful, clean and non-damaged during the decorative works. The process of putting the MDF molding on will take no more than half a minute. Our door is finished, door is installed, it had left to fill in the mounting gaps with the mounting foam, and the door will serve a long time for its owners. So, after an hour of our work, the customer will receive a high-quality product with long-term exploitation for a quite real costs.